5 more scary ghost stories to keep you awake at night. 1. The Woman in Black, Pluckley. Pluckley, a small village in Kent, England, is often referred to as the most haunted village in the country, with over a dozen ghosts reportedly wandering its streets and fields. Among the most famous and tragic is the apparition known as the Woman in Black. Her story is one of love, loss, and sorrow, and it has been recounted by generations of villagers who have claimed to see her spectral form wandering the area. The Woman in Black is believed to be the ghost of a woman named either Lady Daring or local widow, depending on the version of the story. She was a resident of Pluckley who fell deeply in love, only to have her heart broken when her beloved died. Consumed by grief, she would visit the local graveyard of St. Nicholas Church, dressed in a black cloak, mourning over his grave for hours on end. One fateful night, her body was found at the gravesite, lifeless, with her cloak wrapped tightly around her. Some say she died of a broken heart, while others believe she took her own life in her anguish. Ever since that night, her ghost has been seen haunting the churchyard, dressed in her distinctive black cloak, her face hidden beneath a hood, as she silently weeps over the graves. Many who visit the churchyard at night report feeling an intense sadness, as if they're sharing in her sorrow. Others have claimed to hear soft, heart-wrenching sobs carried on the wind, despite being completely alone. There are even reports of a faint scent of roses, her favorite flower, lingering in the air long after she vanishes into the darkness. Her presence continues to haunt Pluckley to this day, a tragic reminder of a love that transcended even death itself. 2. The Lemp Mansion. The Lemp Mansion, located in St. Louis, Missouri, is often considered one of the most haunted houses in America. The Lemp family, once one of the wealthiest and most influential families in the region, saw their empire crumble under the weight of tragedy, madness, and suicide. The Lemp family's fortune was built on the brewing industry, and their wealth allowed them to live in luxury. However, in 1901, the family's troubles began when Frederick Lemp, the heir to the family business, was found dead under mysterious circumstances. This event marked the beginning of the family's decline. In 1904, Frederick's father, William Lemp, became so overwhelmed with grief that he took his own life in the mansion. Over the following years, the Lemp family faced further tragedies. William's daughter Elsa, his son William Jr., and his other son Charles all committed suicide within the mansion's walls. These repeated suicides have left a deep scar on the house, and many believe that the spirits of the Lemp family are still trapped within its rooms. Visitors and staff members often report strange occurrences, such as doors slamming shut on their own, voices echoing through empty hallways, and sudden cold spots. The most active spirit is said to be that of William Jr., who often appears in his old office. Guests have seen his ghostly figure staring out of the window, as if he's still contemplating the tragedies that led to his untimely death. The Lemp Mansion now operates as a restaurant and inn, but it's not uncommon for guests to be woken in the middle of the night by the sounds of phantom footsteps, disembodied voices, or the sensation of being watched by unseen eyes. The house stands as a chilling reminder of the Lemp family's dark history, and the spirits that remain seem unable to escape the sorrow that plagued their lives. 3. The Crying Boy Painting. The story of the Crying Boy painting is one of the most unusual and unsettling tales of modern hauntings. The painting, depicting a young boy with tears streaming down his face, became infamous in the 1980s when a series of inexplicable fires broke out in homes across the United Kingdom. Strangely, in each case, the painting was found untouched amid the ashes, surviving completely unscathed. The legend began when firefighters noticed a bizarre pattern. Homes that displayed the Crying Boy paintings seemed to be cursed by mysterious fires. The paintings were often found face down on the floor, completely unharmed, while everything else around them was reduced to ashes. The phenomenon became so widespread that newspapers started reporting on it, and soon, stories of the painting's curse spread like wildfire. Many theories emerged about the origin of the curse. Some claimed that the boy in the painting was an orphan who died in a fire, and that his spirit became trapped within the artwork, seeking revenge on those who displayed it. Others speculated that the artist, Bruno Amadio, had made a deal with the devil, cursing his work to bring misfortune to anyone who owned it. As fear of the painting grew, thousands of people began to destroy their copies, burning them or throwing them away. However, even this did not stop the fires, as those who disposed of the painting often reported feeling an eerie presence or hearing the faint sound of a child crying in the night. To this day, the crying boy painting continues to be a source of fear and fascination, and its connection to inexplicable fires remains one of the most baffling mysteries in the world of the paranormal. 4. The Ghost of Anne Boleyn. Anne Boleyn, the second wife of King Henry VIII and the mother of Queen Elizabeth I, was executed on May 19, 1536, in the Tower of London. Accused of adultery, treason, and witchcraft, Anne was beheaded by a skilled swordsman, and her tragic end has left her spirit lingering in multiple locations across England. The most famous sighting of Anne's ghost is at the Tower of London, where she is often seen wandering the corridors dressed in a white or gray gown, clutching her severed head under her arm. Witnesses report that she glides silently through the grounds, her expression filled with sorrow, as if reliving the final moments of her life. Another notable location where Anne's spirit has been seen is Hever Castle, her childhood home. Visitors have reported seeing her ghostly figure walking along the castle's corridors and gardens, often appearing at a window where she once waited for Henry VIII to arrive. Some have even claimed to hear soft weeping late at night, as if she's still mourning the life she lost. Anne's ghost has also been spotted at Blickling Hall in Norfolk, where she was born. Every year, on the anniversary of her execution, her spirit is said to arrive in a ghostly carriage, drawn by headless horses and driven by a headless coachman. She sits inside the carriage, her head resting on her lap, before disappearing into the night. The ghost of Anne Boleyn remains one of the most enduring and tragic spirits in English history, a reminder of the woman who lost her life to the ruthless ambitions of a king. 5. Poveglia Island. Poveglia Island, located in the Venetian lagoon in Italy, is often described as one of the most haunted places in the world. Its dark history dates back to the Roman era, when it was used as a quarantine station for those suffering from the plague. Thousands of people were sent to the island to die, and their bodies were burned and buried in mass graves. It's said that over 160,000 people perished on Poveglia, and their restless spirits still wander the island. In the 1920s, a psychiatric hospital was established on Poveglia, further adding to its dark reputation. Patients reported seeing ghostly figures and hearing screams in the night, but their claims were dismissed as delusions. The hospital's doctor, however, reportedly conducted cruel experiments on his patients, believing he could cure their mental illnesses through lobotomies and other gruesome procedures. Legend has it that the doctor eventually went mad himself, driven insane by the tormented spirits that haunted the island. He is said to have thrown himself from the hospital's bell tower, but instead of finding peace in death, his spirit remains trapped on Poveglia, forever bound to the horrors he inflicted on others. Today, Poveglia Island is abandoned, and the Italian government forbids anyone from setting foot on it. Those who have dared to visit report hearing disembodied screams, whispers, and even seeing ghostly apparitions wandering the ruins. It's said that the air is thick with the sorrow and pain of those who died there, making Poveglia one of the most terrifying and haunted places on Earth. Conclusion. The Woman in Black, the Lemp Mansion, the Crying Boy painting, the ghost of Anne Boleyn, and Poveglia Island each tell tales of heartbreak, tragedy, and the lingering spirits that refuse to rest. They serve as chilling reminders that some mysteries are beyond our understanding, forever haunting the places and objects left behind. Thank you for listening to these ghostly tales. If you enjoyed this journey into the supernatural, please like this video and subscribe for more stories from the other side.